You were told, you were warned, you were informed. This man literally did not say all of these things that he's doing, that he's not going to do it. He made it clear. And I remembered vividly that we were begging you people and telling you people that this same fire you are about to set might be the same fire that will harm you. But a lot of magas were paying deaf ears. Now they are finding out a hard reality that 99% or 75% or 60% of them are on welfare. Why is it becoming as a shock to them? Right now, a lot of them are coming online to cry. He cut my food stamps. We can no longer feed. How do we survive? East, west, north, and south. As at this point, guys, I really do not know what to tell these magas. This is a simple reality of F around and find out. And I'm happy because they are not only find out, they are finding out the right way. Anyways, hi guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If this is the first time tuning in, do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. Credit belongs to the original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, let's dive right into this video so that you can see with your eyes and hear with your ears what these magas that are on welfare are now coming to say. Let's get right into it, guys.
This isn't the American dream anymore. It seems like the American struggle. You know, your grocery bill is the same price as your mortgage payment or your rent payment. Hope's down, rent's up. You can't find a piece of land anymore because people from other countries or big developers are coming in and they're splitting it into eight acre lots and building houses, and then they're charging $500,000 to a middle apiece, and then saying that's the American dream. American dream used to be where you could afford things, where you could afford as a family to buy a house, pay for your groceries, get good health care, get child care, so that you can work. The American dream used to be about dreams. You could dream of a better life. You could dream of your own 40-acre plot of land with animals and a big garden. It used to be where you could go to your neighbor's house and ask for sugar. I wouldn't knock on my neighbor's door anymore in America because you're liable to get shot. And then they think they're right. And you see that on the news all the time. It happens every single day, it seems like, in America. Living in America now, you're required to almost speak 2 to 3 different languages just to understand everybody in a single day. That's not my American dream. My American dream is about hope. My American dream is about love. My American dream is to be able to raise a family and to put kids in school without having to worry about something terrible can happen to them, or that the teachers don't even speak English in a lot of the schools, and the kids come home and their grades are bad because they can't understand the work the teacher's given. Folks, that's not the American dream. That's the American nightmare. This is Outlaw Unfiltered, and I'm John Collins.
Only in America can your health insurance deny a procedure your doctor ordered. Only in America can you work full-time and still need to apply for food stamps. Only in America do you need good credit just to apply to rent a place to live. Only in America do job applications ask for a bachelor's degree and then pay $16 an hour. Only in America does your boss have to approve the day you bury a loved one. Only in America are your teeth considered a luxury.
So we have an almost 25% unemployment rate. There are considerably less open jobs than there are people who need them. The cost of groceries and food all across the board is up about 20%. Americans have the most credit card debt and the most people defaulting on that debt ever in history. People can't afford their housing. They can't afford their car payments. And more importantly, there's virtually no way out of this situation. Unless some weird miracle happens, what is going to happen? We know for a fact that this is going to get worse because the Trump administration essentially attacked the farm community when they did what they're doing to immigrants in this country. There's crops just rotting in the fields. And those farmers, many of them are now just going out of business because they didn't make anything. They didn't make anything this year. They didn't have workers to help them harvest, and they just let it die. And I've heard, I'm not a farmer, I've heard that also makes the soil, it like poisons the soil or something, so the soil is like unusable. I want to say someone said it was for like a decade. So we have an incoming food crisis. We already have ground beef. I think it's above $10 a pound or something. It's more than minimum wage in this country. And someone said, what did they do during the Great Depression? Sweetie, they ate tumbleweeds. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm actually reading a book about the Depression right now. I highly recommend it. It's called The Worst Hard Time. I think it's important for us to understand what people have lived through already. And some of what happened was 100% their fault, just for the record. If you read the book, you'll understand why. And there was no money. They were paying people in IOUs, especially in the South. They were paying their teachers in like promissory notes. And a lot of them never got paid anything. If there were soup kitchens available, people ate there, but sometimes there just weren't. People had to just leave anything that they did have and hop trains to other places, going anywhere to look for work. And I think if you did find work, you made like $4 a month. No, I'm not kidding. I mean, money was different then, right? But literally, people's kids, most of people's kids, like a lot of, like half their kids died. I mean, it was a horrifying time for 10 million reasons. And I'm sad that more people don't know about history and don't understand that we're breathing down the barrel of the same fucking gun.
Just thinking this morning about our country and late stage capitalism and the cost of living and how much money everyone has to make to even afford to have a family these days. And it's what, like $250,000 minimum? Yeah, John and I have 2 kids and we don't make close to that. Not even close. Try like at least $100,000 less than that. So we're barely making it. And we have 2 good high-paying jobs as an electrical engineer and a nurse. Now, everyone always says, like, they make so much money. You guys should be doing so much better. They don't make that much money, okay? And the fact that the wages haven't gone up with inflation means we've been getting pay cuts basically the last 4 years. So we're not doing okay. Nobody's doing okay in this economy. This is what we're so upset about. And then you add in authoritarianism and fascism on top of that. Like, what kind of country are we leaving for our kids where we teach them it's okay that they go to school and then their friends are missing the next day because they were rounded up by ICE? This is not an okay world. This is what I don't want to leave my kids. This is what I want to protect them from. This is one of the reasons why we're moving to Europe. I'm tired of it. I haven't even touched on healthcare. That's a whole other story that we spent over $10,000 a year on for the last 4 years. Childcare, $24,000 a year. Just so that I can go to work and not spend time with my kids. It's fucking insane. How does anybody live in this world? Like, how does anybody make that $250,000 every single year to just, like, be okay? I don't know anyone else except for, like, doctors who are doing fine. What are we going towards? What is the end goal here? Like, is anybody else as upset as I am seeing everything that's going on? I mean, I'm just ranting this morning. Sometimes I'm just getting in my thoughts and my feels, and I can't believe that this is the reality that we're living in right now.
America is the only place where poor people will fight to stay poor. You ever notice that America is like one of the few places on earth where poor people will shun the things that benefit them and make their lives easier? Like, you're struggling to make ends meet. You work in 2 jobs, can't afford health care, child care, or even groceries sometimes. And instead of saying, yeah, I deserve help so me and my family can breathe, folks instead be out here like, nah, I don't want no handouts. The thing is, it's not even a handout. It's your money. You already paid taxes for it. That's not even charity. You're getting back what you put in. But we've been so conditioned to believe wanting help or needing help makes us weak or lazy that people would rather suffer than get relief. And the wildest part to me is working class people don't even trust other working class people. They dismiss what you say, but let some billionaire in a suit say, who ain't never punched a time clock a day in their life, tell them to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and suddenly that's gospel to them. And I'm sitting there like, hello, this guy don't even own boots. All it does is keep the system broken. Because see, while you're too proud to accept housing, childcare help, food help, the things that literally improve your quality of life, rich folks are laughing all the way to the bank. And then you end up taking food and resources out of your own family's mouth just to show you're self-reliant. Wake up. Rich people don't like us like that. They're not losing any sleep about if your lights get cut off or if you can afford to feed your kids. Stop siding with people who wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. Because the truth is, the only folks who really got us is us.
Only in America do we call an Uber instead of an ambulance because it's cheaper. Only in America do kids learn to hide from active shooters before they learn to spell. Only in America do people keep working till the day they die because they don't have enough money to retire. Only in America do we treat thoughts and prayers like public policy. Only in America do we have more empty homes than houseless people but still act like it's a supply issue. Only in America do we get punished for gaps in our resume for being fired when we were sick. Only in America, Everyday Hell Edition. Only in America do you pay taxes just so billionaires don't have to. Only in America do we defund schools and take away lunches from children while feeding the military steak and lobster. Only in America do people work full-time and still somehow get called lazy for not having money. Only in America is your credit score way more important than your character. Only in America can medical debt outlive you. Only in America and nowhere else.
Do you know you could lose money without even spending a dime? Welcome to America's economy. You don't even have to swipe your card, tap your phone, or pull out cash anymore. You're still broke. That's the reality right now. You can sit in your house and not spend a penny, and you're still losing money. That's what out of control inflation does. And let's be clear, this ain't just bad luck, it's bad policy. If the policies were better, 9 times out of 10, we wouldn't even be in this predicament. Let's roll it back to COVID, right? Remember those stimulus checks that everybody got excited about? Free money, they said. But guess what? Free money comes with fine print. So those waves of government checks that got infused into the market, that helped to cause that first batch of inflation. And then to add insult to injury, you had to claim that money on your taxes. How you gonna give me money, then tax me for it, and then jack up my grocery bill on top of that? That ain't help. That's a setup. And nobody wants to talk about that part. Folks argue about minimum wage, workers, and greed. All valid, but let's not forget the core. Bad policy decisions stack the deck against everyday people. And that's why you feel like your money is evaporating. Let me ask you this. If you feel like you're losing money, even when you don't spend any, what do you blame? Bad policy, corporate greed, or both? Drop it in the comments, because I want to see where y'all stand on this mess.
Capitalism isn't economics. It's calculated and monetized suffering. Insurance isn't protection, it's a subscription to fear. And student loans aren't an opportunity, it's a lifelong debt trap. That's not a market, that's a shakedown. I don't know who needs to hear this at this point, but we are at fucking war with our government. When your president is signing executive orders targeting specific groups of people that live in your country that are just law-abiding citizens, when you have disgusting masked men who could not fucking bench their own weight, slamming women and children to the ground as they drag their husbands away to camps where they'll never be seen again, you are at war with your country. Peaceful protest? Sure. Peaceful resistance? Sure. I don't condone violence. But you need to understand that this is not a game. They are not playing. Only in America do kids go hungry while politicians call their parents lazy. Only in America do teachers have to ask their parents to buy their school supplies for them. Only in America do we take away school lunches from the kids so we can give tax breaks to the billionaires. Only in America do we treat school sports like a priority but not the schools themselves. Only in America do we build billion-dollar stadiums with taxpayer money. Only in America do we shame unemployed people for not working while refusing to pay them enough when they do. Only in America do billion-dollar companies get tax breaks while teachers crowdfund crayons. Only in America do we have more empty homes than homeless people but still consider it a supply issue. Only in America do we get punished for gaps in our resume made that were caused by getting sick. Only in America do people keep working into their 70s, not because they want to, but because they have to. America doesn't have a justice system. It has a wealth system. In this country, punishment isn't about right or wrong. It's about rich or poor. Any person, blue or red, that tries to convince you otherwise is lying to you.
This is by far one of the most disrespectful things I've seen. 100 years of fidelity. This is in New York City. They're not even hiding it anymore. They're giving thanks to a dictator they have never had to live under. Can anyone explain to me why we have modern day leftists defending a regime that was anti-LGBTQ, that put them in concentration camps? These were UMAP camps. Fidel Castro put anyone who deemed counter-revolutionary, which included gay people and Christians. Sound familiar? Regime that didn't allow anyone to have private property. Meanwhile, Fidel Castro had an island to himself. This is Cayo Piedra, which was only accessible to the Castro family. But let's not even talk about the fact that the Castro regime didn't even allow Cuban-borns to access beaches because they were only for tourists. And a regime that took away bodily autonomy for millions of people, primarily the bodily autonomy of your brain and your voice. It's one example. This is Luis Robles. This is his crime in Cuba. He's currently serving 8 years in jail for just this. Tell me why we have modern day leftists defending that and saying that they're different than fascists? Political theory is a circle, and you went all the way back around.
Guys, welcome back, and I hope you guys enjoy all of that single clips that you guys actually saw there. Honestly, what do I have to say? I have to say that these people actually voted for this. This was actually what MAGAs voted for, so it is good that the FAFO is actually facing them right now, because they are actually finding out the very hard way. Because I remember that time where Donald Trump was actually coming out for his campaign, a lot of them were like, oh yeah, we need him because why? He can be able to close borders, throw out illegal immigrants, and so on and so forth. A lot of them wanted the illegal immigrants as what they target to go. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that if someone is illegal in someone's country, the person should be allowed to stay there. No, I do not support any form of illegal immigrants, right? But they forgot the fact that most of the things that they can actually get from their farms, from their produce and every single thing, most of these things are being brought to them by this said illegal immigrants. But reality check is now on them. A lot of them are coming out to cry. A lot of them are coming out to say they are in pains. A lot of them are coming out to say a lot of things, and of which, as far as I'm concerned, Trump never lied to them. The president never lied to them. The president said this is what he's actually going to do, and exactly this is what he is actually doing so that he can better the country. And I just feel like this is just the beginning, right? Because the president already said he is going to clean off the Washington, D.C. I think by the time the president is done with them, a lot of them will be able to realize that, yes, this is American. And to be honest, a lot of black people are actually saying that the orange man is actually doing well. You know, why are they saying the orange man is actually doing well? They said this is actually an awakening to a lot of people, because it was looking more like a lot of people were sleeping. A lot of people did not really know where they are until the orange man stepped into the game to be able to correct them and show them a lot of things. Now, a lot of them do not have any other food stamps. A lot of them are getting into the reality that this welfare that they solely depend on is being taken away from them. You guys, I will keep saying it. The orange man never lied. He said that is what he was going to do once he becomes president. And the reality that we're not seeing now, currently now, is the fact that the orange man is trying to do what is called government shutdown. And to be honest, I can't wait but help to see what is actually going to be the result of this government shutdown, because MAGAs, you were warned, you were told, you were advised. We begged you. I remember that time we were begging that this should not actually be what you're going for. But a lot of you were like, I will vote. Vote Donald Trump. So finally, you have voted him, and now you're finding out the wrong way. I don't feel pity for anybody. Don't think that I'm a very bad person. If that is what you think, it's fine. But as far as I'm concerned, I really do not feel pity for any of them. The only people I'm feeling pity for right now are the people that actually did not vote for this. Now, nobody's picking strawberries. Nobody's there to pick tomatoes. Now, import and export is being cancelled. A lot of countries are already shutting down. The airports is shutting down as well. So it's just a whole lot at the same time. And you know the good part I love about this man, the White House will still continue, and what he definitely needs to do needs to be done. Anyways, I leave you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about all of this video? Do you think that the way they are crying, we should be feeling for them, we should be crying, we should be wailing with them? Do you think that it is actually their choice? They should be able to deal with what they actually want? Let me know. Like I said, we do not support any form of violence in this page, not at all. We don't fight. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you sending me super chats, super thanks. I received a very big super thanks yesterday, and I'm so grateful, and I can't thank you less. Okay. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And yes, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye. Do not touch the dial. Come back for more, and I'll see you guys in my next video. For now, bye guys. I love you. Mwah.